I don't know how much time I have to present. I am sorry I didn't ask about that. Maybe you can tell me how much time I have so that I don't delay the. Okay, okay, thank you. Up to 9:50. Okay, thank you very much. To God be the glory for giving me this opportunity to share with great women here, ladies of purpose and men of purpose. Oh my God, what a joy, what a pleasure, what an honor. It's such a very good thing, and to God be the glory. And it's my prayer that as we have this time here, the Lord will speak to the lady or the gentleman that is on this chat. Yeah, I'll go straight to the topic that I was given, and that is developing a personal brand. Well, branding is such a very important thing because it's for a fact that if you do not brand yourself, the world will brand you. And the worst of it all is that the world will not brand you the way you would have branded yourself. The world will brand you anyhow. We are in a time of, social media. We are in a time, of this digital era. The social media will brand you, people will brand you, the environment will brand you, and that's why it's very important for us to brand ourselves the way we know ourselves, because it's for a fact that no human knows you better than you know yourself. So that's why it's very important for you who knows yourself better than anyone to brand yourself. I know I would give very many examples which are bad and good, how the world has branded things. For example, those days, there is a way how campus girls were branded by the world. And every time you talk about a campus girl, quickly people would think a campus girl is one who loves money. A campus girl is one, who's ever on chips and chicken. A campus girl, you could actually, I would encourage us to post our comments in the section like we were advised earlier. When they talk about campus girls, what quickly runs in your head? That is how the world had branded them. When we talk about the different tribes, maybe Amnyankole, and the world had branded us differently. When you talk about Amnyankole, they would say Banyankole are arrogant, and that's how the world had branded them. When you talk about Batoro, they would say Batoro are lazy, but that's how the world had branded them. And I would speak for myself, I'm a Mnyankole, but I'm not arrogant. And that's why it is important for me as a Mnyankole to stand out and tell the world that actually I am not arrogant. And I know you look at me, I don't look arrogant, but that's how the world had branded the Banyankole. So, and of course, the world, people might also brand you in a right way, because now, for example, when you talk about a Christian girl, everyone knows a Christian girl lives a certain way, dresses a certain way, talks a certain way, believes in certain things. That's how we were branded. And if you're a Christian, you're not living in that way, maybe you're not integral, you're not honest, then truthfully speaking, you are not a Christian. And now I know you would ask yourself, and we will continue to go deeper into those examples for us to understand what it means to personal brand, or to be a brand, or to brand yourself. What is a brand? I know that is something that everyone would want to know. We are talking about branding, but what is it? And I wrote it down, I'll read it for us. A brand is a unique identity that distinguishes a company, product, service, or you from others in the marketplace. It encompasses various elements such as names, logos, taglines, values, and experiences, meaning for us to stand out, for us to be, to be perceived the way we are, we must brand ourselves. We are all created differently. So for us to show the world the uniqueness that lies in the inside of us, we must brand ourselves. Tell the world what they do not know about us. Because if we do not tell the world what they do not know about us, everything that they see, it will be tagged on us. Now, right from the time we were born as human beings, we were branded. For example, our parents named us. I talked about it in the definition. Our parents gave us names. Some names were given to us under circumstances, but that doesn't define us. For example, your parents might have given you a name of maybe Katiguta. In English, it means one who never gets satisfied. But really, does that define you? That is just a name. And that's why you have all reasons to stand out and say, I'm actually not Katiguta, or I am not someone who never gets satisfied. Because if you do not stand out and brand yourself or rebrand yourself, no one will hire a Katiguta. No one will hire someone who doesn't get satisfied. No one will get married or marry a Katiguta, someone who doesn't. But that is how we were branded. The schools we go to brand us. For example, if I came here and I'm like, hi, I am King's College Budo, there is a certain perception you will get to know about me. Oh, she's a cool kid. She's such and such and such a thing. Or if I came here and I'm like, you know what, my second car, the Mercedes Benz that I parked there is a perception you will have about me. If I ask the question, when I talk about Coca-Cola, what do you think about it? When I talk about ladies of purpose, what do you think about me? I asked of your of your values and everything, and I'm so impressed. A godly girl. When we talk about ladies of purpose, one thing that should come to everyone's mind is an integrity, an integral lady, a godly lady, a faithful lady, and that is it, because you have chose to define yourself in that way, the things that you identify with. And if I went in an office and I found a lady of purpose is the one doing bad things, then I would sit back and I'm like, is she really a lady of purpose? Does she really belong to that brand? Does she really belong to that umbrella? And actually, I usually tell people to always be careful when they are going to call themselves certain names or belong to certain groups. For example, the Lord has given us an identity as Christians, and we call ourselves Christ-like, and that is not just a name, it's an identity, it's a brand. We have branded ourselves as Christians. Therefore, there are some values that we believe in, principles, you know, beliefs, faith, and everything. And we have to live by them, not just to make them, write them, pin them on your wall, and whoever enters says, wow, this is a Christian. These are the values, core values. But the most important is, do you live by them? Nowadays, you will move in a place and you see red. When you see a color red somewhere, there is a person there. You will either think it's Coca-Cola, or maybe it's Noop, or it's what. When you see purple somewhere, you will definitely know that there is Church of Uganda somewhere, because those are their colors, and that's how they have branded themselves. There are different ways we brand ourselves. Experience, when people come through experience, when people come around us, what do they experience? Um, when someone meets with a Christian girl or a lady of purpose, they must experience the presence of God in their lives. That is branding. That is branding. When we talk about Church of Uganda online fellowship, what quickly runs in your mind? And a big question of the day is, when we talk about Claire, what quickly runs in your mind? When we talk about you yourself, what quickly runs in your mind? Now, I'll go straight to personal branding. What is personal branding? I wrote down two definitions, and I will share them with us today. One is, it is the practice of marketing yourself and your career as a brand. I already defined what a brand is. And Two, it is about how you present yourself, which is the one I'm so taken up by. It is about how you present yourself to the world, the values you embody, and the message you communicate out there. I will read it again. It is about how you present yourself to the world, the values you embody, and the message you communicate. Yeah. Actually, the scripture, I'll give us the scripture, because even the scripture talks about personal branding. In 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 2, it reads, that is NIV, you yourselves are our letter, written on our hearts, known and read by everyone. How you portray yourself, how you put yourself out there, people will perceive you the same way you put yourself out there. So we should keep in mind that people are watching us as Christian ladies and ladies of purpose. As you know, as you are being watched. You are like a written letter. Everyone is writing something about you. People will address you the way they perceive you. And actually, we are in an era where people say, I don't care what the I don't care attitude. I don't care what people think about you, think about me. I don't care what people perceive of me, for as long as me, I know what I'm doing. But that is completely wrong. Proverbs 27:21, NKJV version says, the refining pot is for silver and furnace for gold, and a man is valued but by what others say of him. That's why it is important for us to mind about what people perceive of us. Yes, because it will give you value. It will give you, people. I'm reminded of this example that some people, when they say, you know what, I'm coming maybe to your office at this and this time, and everyone in the office is dressed so well, is smart, is on time. Why? Because there is a value they attach to that person who's coming into their office. And the opposite in this matter is true. There is someone who will say, I'm coming, but everyone just remains like that because there is no value attached to that person. They have not branded their persons well. They have not branded themselves well. And if you don't brand yourself well, everyone will define you their own way. When they talk about this and say Claire is like this, the Claire is like that, because they don't know the real me. I've not showed them the real me. So it's up to us as Christian girls, as Christian ladies, as ladies of purpose, as men of purpose, to stand up and define ourselves. If I am a Christian, I am of a high value, and I should show the world, the public, that this is who I am. These are my principles. These are my values. This is what I believe in. Even before you tell it to someone, they should see it in you by the way you talk, by the way you walk, by the way you live. And that is branding. That is personal branding. I know we would ask ourselves, why is it even important? Or maybe before we even ask why, how can I brand myself? And definitely, we must know that in everything, it begins with us. We have to first know who we are, what we want, what we believe in, and what we want to be known for, or what we want people to perceive, to be perceived by. So these are the few ways on how we can develop our personal brands. Number one is self-assessment. I said it all begins with us. If you want to be the best engineer in the world, it begins with you. If you want to be the best preacher in the world, it begins with you. If you want to be the best wife, the best mother, the best everything at your career, in relationships, it all begins with you. And number one, you have to self-assess yourself. Identify your strengths, skills, values, passions. What do you excel at? What unique qualities do you bring on table? What principles guide your decisions and actions? This could be integrity, creativity, but you must sit down on the table and define yourself in truth. Not, not lying to yourselves. Like now in social media, there are a lot of filters. You're in Uganda, but you can take a photo and then lie to the world that you're in New York, you're in UK, because the world can make you be who you're not, but here you have to stand in truth, assess yourself, be true and honest to yourself. 2 is craft your story. Every person has a story. Every brand has a story. If you're a person and you don't have a story, you are like a threat. So we have to craft our stories. What experiences have shaped your faith as a Christian girl? What experience have made you who you are? What challenges or triumphs have influenced you who you are now? And share your story. Let people know. I love in churches where they give a testimony. Stand and tell the world about who you are, because it's very easy for people to connect with someone they know. I love it when we were in school those days. You would do a math number, and then after maybe you have copied an answer, you just put a correct answer but with the wrong method, and then the teacher would ask you, show working, and that is it. Who you are, you have to tell your story. Tell your story truthfully. Show us how you have come here. Usually we see these different brands, but we do not know that there is a story behind what we are seeing right now. For example, I'll use an example of an iPhone. When you see an iPhone, now it is of high value. It's a big brand. And then we look at it now. iPhone 14 is very expensive. What does it carry? Does it come with an AC? Does it come with a fridge? Why is it too expensive? Why? Because they have taken time to build that story. It has taken them years, it has taken them ages of consistency, of, all that. So your story. You know your story out there. Yes, you know how you have been able to reach where you are. You know why Lady of Purpose came here. And you're the right person to stand and tell the world that as you see us, we went through the pressing, the crushing, but we are here as ladies of purpose, as men of purpose. That's the way people will easily relate with you, because they know your story. Another thing, be authentic. Be authentic. Be real. I know we are in a generation of authentic crisis. Let me just say that. Yeah, I usually hear young people saying fake it until you make it. Please don't fake it. Be yourself. Our God never makes mistake. He has a reason as why he created you the way he created you. And I love it that you call yourselves ladies of purpose, because he has a purpose for everyone. We are in a generation where you find I am living like so and so, so and so, and we are looking for a Claire, and is nowhere. Allow me use this example. For example, I am living like Beyonce somewhere there. The hair is for Rihanna, all that. But they're looking for a Claire, is nowhere. Be real, be honest with yourself. If you have a hoarse voice, speak like that. That's how God created you. If you have, big eyes or whatever, that's how God created you. And you are fearfully, wonderfully made in the image of God. Because the Bible is very clear that the Lord has plans for us to prosper us and not to harm us. So he has unique plans for each and every one. I said, you are a brand of God. I said, you are unique. You are unique. So there is a purpose the Lord has created you to achieve. So if that purpose is for Claire, and I'm living a life of Rihanna, I'm living a life of Beyonce, the Lord is looking for the Claire that is supposed to accomplish that purpose for them, and is not finding me because I'm not real. I know we are in this era of social media. Social media is really, if you do not stand on your feet as a Christian and say, this is not going to take over me, I'm not going to, compromise my standard because of what I'm seeing on social media. People be in Uganda, and on their social media, on their status, they are posting lies, and you're taken up by lies, and you're losing your real self. If you say, I am a Christian girl, if you say, I am a lady of purpose, be a lady of purpose in truth, in all seasons, in cold, in sunny, in all seasons. Be you and be real. Another one is seek feedback. Seek feedback. Ask the trusted people. Ask them, what do you perceive of Claire? You're my friend. You've lived with me. Maybe you're my brother, you're my sister, you're my mentor, you're my teacher, you're my boss. What do you think of Claire? Who is Claire to you? And they will be honest with you. They will tell you. And actually, sometimes you will find, I actually didn't know that this is what the world knows about me. I didn't know that this is about Claire. This is me. And be open to taking up those, those comments that they will give you. Sometimes they tell us things and we take them personal, and we're like, that chick is judging me. But you asked for my feedback, and I am here to tell you the truth. It's very helpful to find out what people perceive of you. The Bible told us that it's important for us to know what people know about it, because we are like a written epistle. Everyone reads what we tell about them, and it will help us to develop our personal brands. Another one is invest in personal developments. If you are a preacher, invest time in learning about scripture. Read the KJV, read the NIV, read different versions. Equip yourself with knowledge. If you are a manager, a leader, wherever you are, find time to research more. Do it for God. Let whoever meets you let whoever meets you sees a better version of a Christian girl. I love a song of Kutesa, of Ndimulokole. Ndimulokole. I think you'll find time and listen to it. There is where he says, like, I don't have to be pale on my face so that you tell that I am a Christian. I don't have to have a shoe that is facing east and then you get to know that I'm a Christian. And that's the standard we set those days as Christians, where you would you'll be there and you're not giving it your best, and like, I'm a Christian, God will do it. But as Christians, it's high time we stood for our brand as Christians. And if it's reading, you read. If it's going to do to study more English, do it. But when you're preaching on the pulpit, someone will look at you and is like, this is a brand of a Christian, because we serve an excellent God. We serve a God of order. We serve a powerful and mighty God. When he was doing miracles, he didn't just do small miracles. The miracles were clear. Even the blind would see, and they were usually powerful miracles. And this is our time as Christians to stand and build those strong brands. If you are a Christian lawyer, step in, in that courtroom or wherever, speak and let everyone come to you and it's like, wow, how'd you make it? And you're like, Christ is my brand. Wow. Hope I still have much time. And now I will go, why is it important for us to build a personal brand? Why we are here? I already mentioned, and I love to say that we are in a busy world. No one has time. You have to prove yourself. Like, everyone is everywhere. So, number one, for differentiation purposes, in this competitive world, a strong personal brand helps you to stand out. The other time I was having a chat with an HR, and they were telling me, by the way, Claire, I will tell you the truth, we no longer just consider grades like we used to do now. You will enter in an interview room. Person A has everything that they needed, but they leave person A and go for person B because there is a principle, there is a character that they are looking out for. So for you to stand out, for you to take that job, for you to take up all that, you have to stand out. You have excuse me. Number two is opportunities. For opportunity purposes. Well, a well-defined personal brand can open doors for you in a career world, in a relationship world, in a sorry, in every way, everyone wants to associate with someone whom they believe they know what they want, or they know who they are, you know. No one wants to employ a person who doesn't know who they are, who doesn't know what they want. They always want to be sure that they know where you're going. You are a lady of purpose. You have visions, you have missions, you have values, you have beliefs, you have principles that you stand for. But if they say, you don't even know, like if you don't have, they say that if you don't have a direction, every stopping place is your destination. So businesses, companies, marriage, no wife, no husband wants to be in a relationship with someone who doesn't know what they want, or who don't even know who they are. Another thing is credibility and trust. People will only trust you when they see you know who you are, you have a brand, you have defined all the values, all the things you believe in. They will easily trust you. But if you see you're gambling, you don't know this, you're here, you're there, they usually say that you're like a Kavera, where the wind takes you, you go. Someone is like, really? Like they will not easily trust you. Another thing is influence. Each one of us has the potential to influence those around us. By building a strong brand can inspire others to live out their faith, beliefs. Yeah, we are in a season where everyone is saying, I'm an influencer, I'm an influencer. Yeah, it's actually very easy for us to influence the people around us. And it's a call to us as Christians to brand ourselves as Christians so that we may easily influence people around us, because it's for a fact that people will watch us. You cannot influence someone when they are seeing what you're doing doesn't match to the standards of a Christian. So as Christians, we have to wake up, deal with ourselves, personally brand ourselves, so that we are able to influence the world. That in an office you step in, people will receive Christ because they have seen you. And they'll be confident to say that we are Christians because they know the brand of Christians is a strong brand. It's not compromised. I'm told that there are people who say, me, I fear to say I'm a Christian because the Christians do this. Christians are the ones they see, cohabiting. Christians are the ones they see in bars at Casablanca. For those that are in UCU, Christians are the ones we see here. Christians are the ones we see here. But the time is now when, as Christians, we stand and protect our brand as Christians. That wherever we go, by the things we do, we influence people, instead of those people in the world, in the world, there is a way they will influence the world, and unfortunately they even end up influencing even Christians. But this is a time when, as Christians, we will stand and also influence them into this umbrella, into our brand of Christianity. Another one is, which I actually created myself, is it makes you avoid stress. Imagine if you know yourself and you brand yourself, it will save you the stress of people branding you the wrong way. By the way, it's very hurting and it's very bad when you find you know yourself that, for example, I'm a hardworking girl, I'm a lady of integrity, I'm a lady of purpose, but the world has defined you a whole wrong way. They look at her. She says she's a lady of purpose. She believes she's a lady of purpose. But the world is saying, she's a proud one. She's a wasted one. She's like this. She's like this. Man, it hurts and it's bad and it causes stress. But when you have branded yourself the right way, you will be there happy because I know this is who I am. I can walk everywhere I go because I have branded myself the right way. Another one, it builds confidence. Confidence. When you know you are who you are and you're living genuinely. Now imagine I was here speaking to the ladies of purpose, and maybe I am harboring a few things in the inside of me. Honestly, we are in a season where being real, some people saying being real is not cool, but I come to say to us, being real is cool. If you know you cannot cheat in an exam, for those that are at school, do not cheat. The whole world will say, she's showing off. She's trying to prove a point. Yeah, prove a point, but stand for your truth. One day, one time, they will come back to you and they're like, by the way, how do you make it? How did you manage to stand? How did you manage to stand the temptations at campus? If you know you promised yourself that you're not going to be in any relationship till you leave university, like I said, till you leave university, stand for it. If you know you said you're not going to cohabit, that's your principle. You cannot cheat. You cannot do this. You can stand for it. I know, like you will see in the challenges, I know people will judge you, will, try to push you to compromise your standards, but stand by what you say. And the Lord will help you. Because if the Lord sees that you're that firm, he has trusted, like the Bible says, if he trusts you with little, if the Lord trusts you with little, then he can trust you with much. So if you can't be able to stand firm for these small things, then if he puts you up where the whole world is seeing you, like it is said, when you're at the top or when you're at the head, you're the headlines. So how will you manage to stand firm in such a situation? Yeah. So we have to be real as Christians. We have to be real. I know, yeah, personal branding is good, is what, but I also have to prepare you. There are some challenges. There are some challenges that come with all this, and one of them is criticism. It's criticism. You will, of course, you'll be criticized. You will say, "Me, I stand for this. I'm a Christian girl. I will not do this. I'm a lady of purpose. My brand is for Christ. I will not do this." And then people will criticize you. And now in this time, you'll find they have put you on social media, got your picture, attached it to another man, and they're showing you, they're lying about you, saying, "Wow, this one you see was with such and such a man." I think you've seen all that, and that is lie. They're trying to put you down. But as a Christian girl, as a child of God, as a man of God, you stand for the truth. Take everything to God in prayer. You will go through that. You will go through that. Well, another thing, it's comparison. Yeah, we've had many of the times where you find people saying, so and so is better than this. So and so, I love this preacher because, they will begin to compare you. Maybe you're not the first person to this. Let's wait for you. So and so did this, got born again when they are young. At this time, they dropped out of school or they got pregnant. They are comparing you. But remember, you are unique. You are created differently. You are you. Where you're born, it doesn't define you. All that doesn't define you. If people in your village don't get married, that's not yours. Your story is different. You are unique, and the Lord has a special purpose for you. What defines others will not define me. See me as me. Don't compare me with others. And I think that is common with parents. And it's such a dangerous thing because it yields enmity, it yields competition, it yields bad blood among siblings, among children. When you have a child, every child is unique. Every child is different. I have two beautiful girls, but my first girl is totally different from my second girl. And now, the first one is a little bit loud, playful, and all that. The second one is so reserved, so quiet. So, if I hadn't gotten that revelation of not to compare the two children, I would start saying the other one, "Can't you be quiet like the other one? Can't you be loud like the other one?" You get it? And that will kill them, will destroy them, will break their self-esteem. So it's really, really bad for us as parents to compare others. And even when you're already compared, be confident as a Christian. They will compare you. They will say that one is so and so. But I want to tell you the truth. Stand for the truth, and the Lord will see you through. Keep in the truth, and the Lord will see you through. Another one is pressure to conform to the society pressures. People like to say ese tutwala speed. As Christians, don't allow to be taken at a speed. No, 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 no. Don't allow it to take you on a speed. Do not conform to the standards of the world. You have to put a muscle as a Christian. Instead of being taken over, instead of being influenced, why not be the one to take them over? Not them taking you over, you know? So please, I don't know if I still have much time, but this is my conclusion. Personal branding as a Christian is more than just creating an image. It's about embodying your faith and values in every aspect of your life. Embrace your uniqueness, share your story, and let your light shine in a world that needs it. God bless you. Claire Buenje, I sign out. Thank you for inviting me